Alright, we're back, of course, talking FF7 Rebirth, but we're also talking Final Fantasy XVI, because, of course, 16 got its PC revealed today. We are, at this point, less than a month from the game coming to PC. I will say, too, before I hop into it, I don't know if they were meaning to do the 16 reveal today or not, because I was getting notifications from YouTube of them uploading the trailer of the PC announcement before they were ever actually publicly talking about it, because I posted a screenshot of my notifications at 11:03, and it wasn't until a few minutes later that both the Japanese and English accounts were tweeting out about it coming to PC. I don't know if they meant to do it today, or if the YouTube videos went live a little bit earlier than the official announcements, because normally they would make the announcement and then you'd see trailers popping up on YouTube, right? So I don't know exactly what happened there. It does seem like there was some level of the YouTube video going up a little bit earlier than they planned, because I had 2 notifications of the same trailer, so it's almost like it went live and they tried to take it down really quickly, and it's well, fuck, it's already out there, so let's just upload the trailer, I guess, officially. So anyways, we have the official announcement here. It says, Final Fantasy XVI is coming to PC on September 17th. Download and play the free demo from Steam or Epic Games Store now and pre-purchase today. So as I mentioned previously, we are less than a month from release on PC, which by itself is a little bit weird, just because if they announced this 2 days ago, they could have had the marketing of, we're exactly 1 month away, right? If they announced it on Saturday, August 17th, it'd be exactly a month until release. Instead, they waited 2 days later, on a Monday, to be oh yeah, the game's going to PC, by the way. The other standout bit of information from this, of course, besides the release date, is that it is coming to Epic and Steam day one, which is nice. A nice change of pace from a previous Final Fantasy exclusive that we've seen with Remake, right? Remake came to Epic first, which people seem to not like, whether that's not liking the Epic launcher or just not wanting multiple game launchers on their PC or whatever. They just wanted to come to Steam day one. They're doing that with 16. Now, some people have said that that's potentially because the Remake series is using Unreal Engine, and obviously 16 had its own engine they were using. I don't know if that's entirely true. It does make sense, of course, because Epic does own Unreal Engine, so maybe there's some sort of clause if your game uses that and it comes to PC, it's got to come to the Epic Games Store first, or for a limited period of time or something. I don't entirely know. Or maybe it's a case-by-case basis, certain games they want exclusive to the Epic Games Store. Maybe that's how it works. I don't know, because there's a lot of games obviously use Unreal, so I don't know if every single game has to come to Epic Games Store first. I don't know. Whatever. But that does factor into what we're talking about in the video, because we are talking about Rebirth's exclusivity and PC release and things like that. And it's possible that because it is using Unreal Engine, that it might come to Epic first, which would really fucking suck. When it comes to 16, the exclusivity has lasted for, by the time this game comes out on PC, about 1 year and 3 months. Not quite 3 months. It's a few days off, but more or less 1 year and 3 months. The exclusive was supposed to be 6 months, I think. I think it was ending in December 2023. But obviously that hasn't really mattered up to this point for 8 months of this year. People were kind of looking at that time frame for 16 coming to PC and kind of trying to figure out something in regards to Rebirth, but for one, they're drastically different. Again, the engines are different, so that might factor into the platform that's coming on. But the exclusives and the time frames and shit has never really mattered. I mean, as we just talked about with 16, it was supposed to end the end of last year, but it took 8 months into 2024 before we even get something on the game coming to PC. In regards to Remake, the exclusive was supposed to be 1 year. And that came to an end and is quiet for a little bit, and then we got the reveal of Intergrade in the PS5 version of Remake and the Yuffie DLC, and that is technically another platform, but it is still PlayStation exclusive. But in regards to Remake coming to PC, that didn't happen until the end of 2021, right? It took a whole 1 year and 8 months before it came to PC. All the way until the summer of 2022 before it came to Steam. So if you're looking specifically for the Steam release of Remake, it took more than 2 years. It's fucking ridiculous. So in regards to when Rebirth is going to hit PC, it's really hard to say. But also, Rebirth's exclusive was very, very weird, because it's only a few months technically. If you look to, I think the release date announced trailer, at the end it says, not available on other platforms until at least, May 29th, 2024, right? So it's a 3-month time frame in terms of the exclusive, but, that's obviously not mattered up until this point. And it's what's the point of these exclusives? Why say that, Rebirth has, a 3-month exclusive if it's not going to come to another platform for a very, very long time? Or why say Remake's got, a 1-year exclusive, it's not even going to hit PC until a fucking 1 year and 8 months. Why say that 16 has a 6-month exclusive if it's not even going to come to PC until 1 year and goddamn 3 months later? It's weird. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. I don't think we can look at one of these games and compare with the other necessarily anyways, especially when it comes to 16 versus the Remake project, because they're made by completely different studios and teams and shit, right? But the one similarity between Remake and 16 is, in terms of the exclusive shit, is it's always taken more than 1 year to come to another platform, right? Remake coming to PS5 took 1 year and 2 months, PC 1 year and 8 months, and then 16 took 1 year and 3 months. So we can probably look to a similar-ish time frame for Rebirth of at least 1 year. 1 year and a couple months, probably. I'll say, though, if we want to look too much into it, the PS5 release of Remake and the PC release of 16 are relatively similar time frames, right? 1 year and 2 months, 1 year and 3 months. So maybe that's a good baseline to start with, which would put us at, April of next year or May of next year, potentially, for Rebirth coming to PC. But then you got to factor in potential platform stuff, right? Does it come to Epic first, and if it does, for how long before it comes to Steam, which also kind of sucks. So if you're looking specifically for the Steam release of Rebirth, who knows exactly when that could be, because it took a long-ass time for Remake to come to Steam. You know, like, going forward, the plans for the next couple of years is to move away from, like, the exclusive shit. Now, that is more so on, like, the development side of stuff, not necessarily, like, post-release shit. But also, like, there would have already been some sort of deal in place for Rebirth of coming to Epic long before, you know, it launched and the new plans were in place and all that other shit. So it is possible that it might come to Epic first, just like Remake. But maybe the third game could be different. I don't entirely know. Actually, another kind of comparison we can look at in regards to, like, Remake and 16 versus Rebirth is, at least for both of those games, they announced a PC version, like, really soon before it's going to release. So, like, you know, 16 is less than a month. With Remake, it was like a fucking week, dude. They announced that shit like December 9th, 2021, I believe, and that shit came out like December 16th, 2021. You had like a week to prepare for the game coming to fucking PC. So in regards to like Rebirth, you know, when they announce it, it's probably going to be really close to release, but who knows when that'll be exactly. Also, something to take note of, too, is that whenever Remake came to PC, it was pretty terrible, at least on Epic. I don't know what it was like by the time it came to, you know, Steam, if the Steam launch was good or bad or whatever, but I know like the early days of being on Epic were pretty shit. The game like performed poorly, and that's something to consider, too, whenever Rebirth eventually does come to PC, and like how it might perform depending on platforms and everything like that. Also 16, you know, 16 is on a different engine, a different team, so maybe its PC port would be a little more smooth, but something to think about. I think it'd be worth waiting like, you know, another couple of days or like a week or so just to see like the reviews and kind of how the game is performing on PC, whether that's for 16 or for Rebirth. Like, you've already played, you know, 16 on PS5 and Rebirth on PS5. Like, there's no reason you have to play it day one on PC anyway, so like just see how the game does. And also, for both of those games, if you've been waiting specifically for the PC versions, like, what's waiting a little bit more? More or less the video, my dudes. I just want to get the info out there for those that maybe hadn't seen it yet, that 16 is coming to PC very, very soon. But also, we had to throw in some, you know, FF7 discussion in there, of course, too. That's up to you guys. What are your thoughts on this in terms of, like, you know, Rebirth coming to PC? When do you think it's going to happen? Is that something, could it be faster? You know, we've seen, like, more than a year for the recent games, like, you know, 7 Remake and 16. But would Rebirth maybe come to PC faster than those games did? Anyways, that's the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, so works in the description below. Follow me to dashingdavidbusiness. That's it. Bye.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more, and nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Logain, or leave it like Cobain.